Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. And it's Lacazette Mania today, all about Lacazette. And a lot of that based off of a story that's come out of the Daily Telegraph, where they claim that Alexander Lacazette, they claim that Arsenal are ready to meet the 34.2 million release clause of Alexander Lacazette. And they're also claiming that Arsene Wenger's already spoken to his representatives and wants to try and see if he can get the deal done before Arsenal's pre-season tour of either America or Scandinavia. They want to get that done. Remember, there's other clubs interested in him as well. Atletico Madrid, Liverpool are also interested. But it's all over the place yesterday, mainly because of this one story. Let's have it right. It's not because, again, I have to stress this, right? This is not because of we've heard anything definite. This is because, the chief writer for the Telegraph claims that he seems to have information that Arsenal are ready to trigger that clause and they want to get Lacazette, which would certainly please you guys, because I did a poll on it yesterday. Remember, I asked Lukaku or Lacazette, because that was a rumour yesterday that Arsenal are in for one of those two. And a whopping 68% of you guys said you'd rather Lacazette than Lukaku, which was really, really interesting. So if Arsenal did land Lacazette, it would be a very, very popular signing. But as I said, Atletico Madrid interested as well. And they always get, if they're interested, that makes me feel a bit more happy as well. Because when it comes to buying strikers, I don't think there's a better club out there at identifying top strikers than Atletico Madrid. They always seem to bag a top striker. But they're interested. Also, Liverpool apparently are interested in trying to sign Lacazette as well. If they can offload Benteke, they'd be interested in signing him as well. But Arsenal, according to this article, they're the front runners. They're willing to move. Let's wait and see. I, for one, would be really happy with that. I think that would be a great signing. But it's Arsenal, so we have to wait and see. Arsenal also linked today to Julian Draxler. Another guy would be a very popular signing at Arsenal. The 22-year-old, of course, is over there playing in the Euros at the moment and playing very well, by the way. And France football publications say that Arsenal, Manchester United and Liverpool are all three of them trying to chase Draxler to sign him. Price said to be round about £50 million. Now, of course, it makes for a great story. Of course, it would be a great signing. I don't know where he'd fit in now. At Arsenal, we seem to have so many midfielders at the moment. But certainly you don't turn down a quality player like that. And then you've got to think to yourself, Wolfsburg, that only signed him last year. Will they be willing to let go their main man? But their money talks. And the Premier League clubs, Man United, Arsenal, they've got loads of it. They've got loads of it right now. Arsene Wenger's probably sitting there uncomfortable because he's like, I can't tell people I haven't got no money. I've got loads of it. Are they going to spend it? But today, Julian Draxler being linked with a move to Arsenal. Also, this guy is a Slovakian international, goes by the name of Ondrej Duda. He plays currently for Legia Warsaw, 21, and he's a midfielder, another midfielder. Now, there's claims today that Arsenal are interested in signing him alongside Manchester United and West Ham. All these three clubs interested in signing Duda. I think he scored a goal in the Euros for Slovakia. He looked a decent player, and £5 million. That's next to nothing. But apparently all of those three top clubs being linked with him today. Could it be another one of those agent things? Could it be one of the club putting it out there? Because for Legia Warsaw, £5 million would be a lot of money for them to collect for this player. But let's see how this one develops over the next couple of days. Ondrej Duda. Morata, who we speak about every day, still bubbling around. It's claimed that Chelsea have kind of moved ahead of Arsenal as favourites to try and sign him. Both Arsenal and Chelsea interested. But the thing that is bothering both clubs is the fee. Real Madrid said to be asking up to £57 million. Not worth it. I'm sorry. You can see Morata, loads and loads and loads of potential, would be a good signing. I could see how it could work for Arsenal. But at that price, 57 million, I'm sorry, you for me have to be a proven goal scorer for that sort of price. And so far, Morata, it's been spits and spurts, hasn't it? I like Morata and I think that Wenger would make him better, but 57 million? Do me a favour, no way. Arsenal linked today with another guy who's on trial at Arsenal, Guy Smit, plays for NEC. He's a Dutch player, 20-year-old, a goalkeeper, and it's been said, reported that he's going to be having a 2-week trial at Arsenal. Also, John Torrell, I spoke about him a few days ago. The rumour is that he's going to be going out on loan to Granada in Spain. John Torrell, midfielder, of course, had a great season last year whilst on loan for Birmingham City. Journalist Kiki Marin is claiming that he's going to be going out on loan to Granada for a year. Granada, I thought maybe if they were going to loan him, maybe a Premier League team would be better. I mean, there's going to be so much competition, as I said, in that midfield area. There's so many players ahead of Torrell that I suppose if they bring him back to the Emirates and keep him in the first team, he's really going to find it struggle to get, first team football. I've read him where Jeff Adelaide is going to be promoted up into the first team for next season. So it's a really congested area, that midfield area. So it might make sense to send Torrell out on loan, but Granada, I'd rather see him go to a Premier League club because I think this is a guy that's got potential to definitely play for the first team, for the Arsenal first team. But let's see if that one comes to fruition. And you will be all glad and happy to know that Yaya Sanogo is back in training. Oh dear, I know it's a emotive one, this one. But Yaya Sanogo has returned to training along with many of the other Arsenal players yesterday. They were all pictured training. Oxlade-Chamberlain was one of them as well at their training. Ahead, pre-season, they're in now for July. And of course, at the end of the month, we got the tour to America. And of course, there's the tour to Scandinavia. So those guys will be playing in that. On that, by the way, if there's a little bit of advertising here. On that, if there's anybody out there who would like to sponsor Arsenal Fan TV for the tour, we're going to be going out there to the USA and Scandinavia. Anybody out there, business, whatever, you want to sponsor that, there's an email address below. Get in contact with us and we can have a chat to you about that, all right? Okay, we pay for our own tickets here. I always tell you lot. Right, now, let's get into some of the comments from yesterday. DS Wolf says, Robbie, please hear this. If Klopp, Pep Guardiola and Mourinho had been Arsene Wenger, been Arsenal's manager, Vardy would have come. This proves Wenger's reputation has worsened over the last few years. World-class players are aware that he doesn't spend money for them to play alongside other world-class players. This is what he means when he says there's nobody available at the end of each transfer window. Even though all of the other big Premier League clubs manage to buy some whoever they want. Robbie, it's happening again. Time to change the manager. He's too cheap. He's too stubborn. And I'm dreading the coming season. And I don't know if you saw yesterday, Mourinho was having a little dig at Arsene Wenger about how long it's taken him to, he won a trophy, he said, about a year ago. Other managers haven't won for like 10 years. Something that Arsene Wenger really has to do is really try and mount a proper title challenge this year. Last year was the year. I mean, you see the managers lining up now. Mourinho, love him or hate him, he's going to improve Man United. He's definitely going to improve Man United. He's got loads of resources. It's the job that he's wanted. He's there. He's going to make a good fist of that. Pep Guardiola is already telling his players, listen, if you don't come up to scratch, you're gone. Conte looked very, very good in the Euros. And then even as a whole host of other teams, West Ham and all, it's going to be such an exciting season, but it's going to be so difficult. Everton, all these teams are stepping up. So this is a massive year. I know this is last year. Currently is last year, but this is a massive year for Arsene Wenger. You can't underestimate how big it's going to be, because if he doesn't get off to a good start, and this is the thing that I fear and why I feel we need to make some exciting signings, the fans could turn on him pretty quickly. So let's hope he makes those correct signings. Adam Latif says, is the guy being serious about Van Persie? He's been struggling in the Turkish league. How the hell could he do better in the Premier League? And I think that was one of the guys on video yesterday, and keep sending those videos to me, who said that he'd go for Robin Van Persie. So I must say I have to agree with that guy. I don't want Van Persie back anywhere near the club. I'm sorry, I just don't want him. Sue Gamil says Lukaku he'd like to bring in. I was asking a question, who do you guys prefer, Lukaku, Lacazette? He said Lukaku because he's younger, he's proven in the Premier League, and he's scored more in a harder league than Lacazette. But then Marion goes on to say Lukaku is more proven. Lacazette, he said, is more proven than Lukaku and cheaper. Lacazette has been performing for the last 3 years, whilst Lukaku is still raw. Listen, any of them right now I think would be good signings for Arsenal. What do you guys think? Continue to leave your comments regarding it. And as I said regarding the sponsor thing before, if you're interested, the link is below as well. Thanks for watching AFTV Transfer Daily, and we'll be back around about the same time tomorrow.